This is a video reply to Need This Message to the video, You Were the One Who Always Fixed Everything. Alright. So I want to say, first off, I'm in complete agreement with you when it comes down to the diaper people, okay? I just want to say there are certain. I try to do my best not to kink shame people, alright? I understand. Behind every person that has a kink, there is a deep rooted reason for that kink giving some sort of self soothing to that individual. So, that being said, I'm still in complete agreement with you when it comes down to the diaper people. Alright? Not just the diaper people. At this point, I'm starting to get to that point when it comes down to littles, middles, and brats. We. Oh. I bet you've got probably at least 3 or 4 good stories on each category on that one. I'm pretty sure everyone does at this point, even if you're not part of the kink community. But it's hilarious because lately I've actually been going and trying to learn how to play guitar, like really learn how to play. Yesterday and the day before was the first time I gave a shot to playing and singing at the same time. All right. Now keep in mind, I didn't do too great at it. I still posted it anyway, but I didn't do too great at it. And the funny part is, for anyone wondering why I posted it even though I didn't do too great, it's because one thing that was suggested is in the process of learning, going ahead and making progression videos so that way later on in my journey with learning how to play guitar, if I ever feel like I'm at a plateau or feel like I'm not progressing, I could go back to the videos from when I first started learning how to play and see where I'm at in comparison. So that way, that might actually be the incentive to continue on. All right. Not to mention that, but it also makes a statement of like, hey, if you love music, but you don't do too well at, actually playing music, that's okay. You know? Ultimately, it's just actually expressing yourself. It's a release. So the funny thing is, for me, playing guitar has actually been part of the inner child healing process. Now, the reason for that is because when I was a kid, I used to be in orchestra, all right? Now, I lived in a household, it was me and 3 other people in a 2 bedroom house. Like, quite literally, my bedroom was the living room couch, all right? The people that I was in orchestra with hated me. And rightfully so, considering the circumstance, but they didn't know the details of the circumstance. Like, I wouldn't get the opportunity to be able to practice that much. And it wasn't from a lack of desire of practicing. It was that I played the upright bass, my sister played flute for band, and then my uncle played acoustic guitar. So every time I'd want to go ahead and practice, my sister would be just spiteful as hell and be like, I need to practice playing flute. And I'd always be told, can you just put your bass away for a little bit and give your sister a chance to practice? Okay, do I since I know I don't have a choice in this. And then after she'd be done practicing, my uncle would be an asshole and start pulling out his acoustic and practicing. So by the time that I'd actually get the opportunity to practice, at that point, I have to be going to bed to, get ready for school the next day. So it was too late to actually get to play. So obviously it affected my ability to be able to play bass. So I'd end up bombing during the school concerts. Like, absolutely. I was the one that screwed the entire orchestra section up. So obviously they weren't too big of a fan of me. So now with practicing guitar, I've got literally my amp has a headphone jack connection. So now I can even go ahead and practice at nighttime. So with every little bit that I learned playing guitar, like, I'm feeling more and more accomplished, while at the same time, too, I'm actually picking up good habits with practicing. I'm starting to see an actual difference. Like the song that I learned how to play, Wake Up Exhausted by Alkaline Trio, which, by the way, I'm surprised that there aren't many people that were surprised with the song selection and learning how to play. Wait, Alkaline Trio, aren't they goth rock? Yeah, I personally think they're pretty cool. I mean, especially too the lead singer. His voice just amazing. You know, if you haven't listened to Alkaline Trio before, if I could give a suggestion, look up the Agony and Irony album. There are some amazing songs on that album. Over and Out, I Found a Way, Ruin It, Calling All Skeletons, like Love, Love, Kiss, Kiss. Just amazing album. It's one of those albums that quite literally, from start to finish, you could listen through without having to skip a song, and it's all a masterpiece. But for me, playing guitar has actually been part of the inner child healing process. And going ahead and posting, even when I'm not, too good yet, it's giving markers and milestones of progression, while simultaneously, too, sending the message of, like, hey, if you're not too good at music, don't get discouraged. You know, Practicing really will end up going ahead and making an impact. And if you love music that much, it'll show, even with you not being too good. Just give it a try, you know? What matters is the sense of accomplishment and that you end up feeling with putting that effort in. And eventually, you will end up going ahead and getting a lot better, you know? But just remember, every rock star and every artist that you end up at some point or another looking up to musically, or, that you end up having that bond with their music, every single one of those artists at one point were beginners. So they had their same process of them absolutely sucking before they got better. So do it for the love of it, you know? But I just felt like sharing that with you because of the factor that ultimately, ironically enough, with putting those videos up, it actually is helping with some of that inner child healing, you know? Because of the factor that not getting to practice, I kind of weighted down the entire orchestra, you know? But now with actually getting to practice and play guitar, like, I'm getting to learn to do things I always wanted to learn how to do with the guitar. And it's actually been putting me in a lot better of a headspace, you know? So, I felt like sharing that with you because, ultimately, you were able to pick up right away that the person that you're referring to is the love bomber. And yeah, they really are. And I really have no interest in going ahead and coddling them, to be blunt with you. It's just, oh. I'll never understand what it is about me that magnetizes people from these specific weird communities, kink wise. And it's like I, I don't roll with y'all that way. Like I really don't roll with y'all that way. So it's just it's hilarious to be blunt with you. The factor of how often like that seems to be the specific crowd that apparently ends up going ahead and being drawn towards me, and I'm just like, oh. I can't even ask, is there anyone that's fucking normal anymore? Because there is no normal that. I understand. There are people that are weird. There are people with their eccentricities. I've got my own eccentricities. You know? There are things that make me a weirdo. You know? But damn. People get so pissed and upset and acting like, because of me setting a standard and being like, you don't meet that standard. Automatically, they take it as like a slight and an indictment against their entire existence. Take it so personally, and I'm just like, just stay away. I'm focusing on me right now. I'm learning how to play guitar. I'm content. I'm happy. Like, why do you want to steal that away from me? Like, why? I don't want to go ahead and be taking my happiness and having to yank it away from me to, have to go ahead and coddle somebody who I could give a fuck less about their feelings or not. Why do you put me in the position I have to be the douchebag? I'll be the douchebag, but why do you have to put me in the position to be that douchebag? God, just let this problem fix itself for once. I have a feeling you completely know where I'm coming from on that. But I wanted to go ahead and share with you on that, because if you were wondering what it is, because the funny thing is with the specific readings that you've done over the past few days, I've recognized the cringe. Like, there's been a lot of cringe. And yeah, from the specific a few people pretty much you've been picking up. Yeah, there's been a lot of cringe, and I don't know. Pandora, keep that damn box. Keep the lid on it. Just straight up. I'm not trying to find out. That's a negatory, Megatron.